and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to show how I replaced this Samsung S8 Plus phone's screen, including both the LCD and digitizer, for under than half the regular cost. I did this by using a screen with minor defects from AliExpress. On AliExpress you can find screens with different kinds of non-critical defects, at least for Samsung flagship phones it seems. These defects can be lines across the screen, black spots on the screen, or these reddish or pink burn-in shadows. Some listings like this only let you choose the model and color and then ship you a random screen, but others like this let you pick the individual screen which you want. Also, there are screens which are completely broken, or they have a broken digitizer or touch panel. You'll want to avoid these. The completely broken ones will be labeled as practice screens. Also, as always, read all the feedback the seller has gotten before you buy. I ended up getting a screen for my S8 Plus which has two black spots along the edges, and it cost me 37 euros. I've previously used a burn-in shadow screen for S6 and that worked well. From this point on, this tutorial is identical to any Galaxy S8 Plus screen replacement tutorial. I just got my screen without the metallic frame, so I'll need to separate the old frame from the display and attach the new display to the old frame. So the back glass lifts off when it's heated a bit, and it's better to use plastic prying tools, especially if your black glass isn't broken. If it is, it's very cheap to buy a new black glass. Be careful when separating the back glass. There is a flex cable which needs to be detached before it can be lifted off. I tested the new screen before installing it. If you do this, you need to be very careful to not damage the flex cable the display uses to connect to the phone. The display shows the charging symbol but does not boot up, probably because one of the components I took off is the temperature sensor or something like that. Before taking off the battery and the old screen, at this point it would probably be safer to take out all the logic boards. It would probably protect the cameras better. You can watch another tutorials that show you how to take these logic boards off. I was a bit lazy and didn't do that. Taking out the battery was the most difficult part, since you need the battery to stay intact, unlike the old screen. I used different cards and metallic separators. The difficult thing with batteries is that they will get punctured very easily with anything metallic and sharp, so you will want to avoid those and use plastic and cardboard things as much as you can. This will take some time and patience. Once the battery is out, we can move to separating the old screen from the metallic frame. When doing this, you can use the new screen to look for where there is components on the screen and where there's not, and where you can easily separate them. This will take probably even more time than with the battery, and for this especially I'd recommend taking the logic boards off, because the front cameras will be where you will be separating the glass and the frame. And after some time I finally got the screen detached from the frame, and at this point I cleaned the frame as best as I could, because the new screen will sit there better when it's cleaned and the residues from old screen and its adhesive are removed. Before gluing it on, I tested the new display and it seemed to fit perfectly, so I used both the adhesive strips and glue to install the screen. I used glue because I've previously had one repair fail when these double-sided adhesive strips have not held the screen on place. After the screen was on, I assembled the phone, except I didn't put the screws in yet. After charging it and starting up, it seemed to work normally. You can see here the 3 black spots that the screen has. I tested the touchscreen and it seemed to work flawlessly. Everything seemed to work, so I placed some weight on it to apply pressure and left the glue to cure. This glue takes 1 day to cure. After a day, I took it back apart to put the screws back in and glue the back glass properly. I removed all the glue residue like I did with the front glass. Before gluing the back glass back on, I tested the cameras because this is the last time we will be able to clean the lenses or anything if there is need. Here I have a brand new back glass from AliExpress which I'll use to repair another S8 Plus. If you use this new replacement back glass, you'll need to move the fingerprint reader part from the old back glass. And after connecting the fingerprint reader's flex cable and placing the back glass back on, we'll just need to wait for the glue to cure, and then we should be done.